back to the channel. First off, I wanted to say thank you for all of those of you who went and found my podcast. You know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I did Tuesday Drive, where I would just kind of talk about art and talk about life and, you know, whatever would come to mind. And so at the suggestion of my friend Patrick, I actually started a podcast last week. And if you haven't heard it yet, it's called The Artist Perspective, and you can find that on iTunes podcast. And I know quite a few people have already been there and checked it out, and for that I'm certainly grateful. I think it's going to be a much better format for me for Tuesday Drive. Yeah, first of all, it challenged me to kind of get it up and running. I didn't really understand it all, but you know how that is, this digital stuff. You just sort of have to work at it until you get it figured out. But anyway, I'm out painting. That's the important thing right now. And I wanted to show you what I'm looking at today. Kind of looking down this trail. I came up this hill, kind of across that path you see there in the distance. And I just like the kind of purple and greens and these really light greens and purples that are in that distant field are just really beautiful. And then right here in the foreground, we've got these yellow flowers right at the bottom of the hill in front of those trees. So it just makes for a killer subject. So anyway, I've got a sketch here, and for those of you who don't like really see how I sketch sometimes when I'm getting ready to paint, it's just indicating the actual horizon and then just kind of some big shapes from there. And it doesn't take much, just enough to kind of get it laid out and decide where the center of interest is and all that stuff. So you don't have to get fussy with your sketch when you're painting, so don't get too caught up in that. Unless you're painting a barn or something, and then it might require a little more accuracy, because this I can adjust a lot as I go along. Anyway, I'm gonna get cranking, so all right, let's do it. Hey, so this has actually gone pretty well. You know, I think I've definitely captured the intention of what I was after, and I'll show you where I'm at right at the moment, and I'll tell you kind of what I've got remaining here. I've got to get some detail just right here in this foreground. It sort of comes up and overlaps this lower section, and that's what's going to really kind of tell the story that this is where this hill drops off and goes down to this lower section, and the trail goes that way. Need just a few highlights where the sun is hitting some of these edges of these trees. I think I'm going to downplay a little bit of this brightness in this area and soften a little bit of that, or I'm going to bring up some more texture over here. I'm not sure which one yet, but I'll figure that out. And just some highlights, maybe a few highlights over here, and maybe some of these dark colors kind of back in here where this tree line continues on across there. So, all right, cool. So I will, yeah, let me get going on this, and we'll see if we can't finish strong here. All right, cool. Okay, so that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I actually really enjoyed painting this a lot. It's hot, and there are about 1 billion sweat flies, or sweat bees I think is what they're called. Fortunately I had my spray with me today, so I was good. But anyway, you probably saw lots of them flying around the camera and stuff. But you know, that's what we do, right? We get out, we paint whatever's out here. That's what we deal with. And yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. So thanks so much for following along. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button, and you know, share it with somebody. That would be super great. And I'll catch you later.